Too Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
We have some interesting topics today. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Will it go down this year? I'm about to hop right on into it, and if I really want to see that match go down, Brie Bella, the entire discussion, it's been going on all week on Twitter. I'm about to give my full thoughts on it. Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura in the future. About to talk about that, and also AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Has the feud been too much about other things instead of the WWE title? I'm about to hop into that as well. But first, before I hop into that, I'm going to do a little house cleaning. You can find me on YouTube at OMG Corey B, OMG space Corey space B. There I am. You can find me there. Feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. You can find me on Twitter at OMG Corey B and at 2SweetPod. That's 2SweetPod. This will be on Periscope as well. I'm on Periscope at 2Sweet Wrestling Podcast. You can find me there as well. And this will be on Castbox as well. I'm under 2Sweet Wrestling Podcast on Castbox as well. So we're about to hop right on into this. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. According to the WrestleVotes Twitter account, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker is being considered, and it's being considered for not SummerSlam, but for Survivor Series. Some wanted it for the Royal Rumble, according to WrestleVotes Twitter account, but it's being considered for the Survivor Series pay-per-view, one of the big four pay-per-views. So this is very interesting. First, for the people watching on Periscope, something is going on with Periscope to where I can't see people come in and post their comments. I got to see what's going on with Periscope with those people with their channels. But looking at this, I got to say, for as much as I love Shawn Michaels and for as much as excitement that you get when Shawn Michaels and Taker gets into the ring together, I don't want to see this go down. I'm sorry. I don't want to see it go down because look, it ended perfectly. Streak versus career. It was a phenomenal match. I enjoyed every bit of it. It was the perfect send-off for Shawn Michaels. The year before that, they had the greatest WrestleMania match that these eyes have ever seen. It was phenomenal. The feud was phenomenal. Even going back to the 90s, phenomenal stuff. The first Hell in a Cell match, phenomenal stuff, great stuff. And it ended so well to where I don't want to see it come back and be less than. Like, I'm going to say this, I've said it before, many times before. Shawn Michaels was the only wrestler that I did not see get old. And I may be forgetting some wrestlers, but the only great wrestler that I didn't see get old or lose a step. When Shawn Michaels went out, he wasn't in the physical prime of his career, the athletic prime of his career, but he was in the prime of his career when it came to wrestling acumen and wrestling ability. He was in his prime. He was HBK. He was the showstopper. He was Mr. WrestleMania at that last match, Streak versus Career. He was that dude. And I just do not want to see a Shawn Michaels come back. And I don't want to see him lumber around. Like, I'm going through that with The Undertaker now. It's just tough watching Undertaker just lumber around. And look, don't get me wrong. Wrestlers have the right to go out on their own shield. And I respect that to the highest degree because, look, Shawn Michaels has entertained us for years. And I've enjoyed every bit of it. So he has the right to go out on his own shield if he wants to come back. However, I have the right to have my opinion as a fan. And at this current time, I just do not want to see him come back. And who knows, he might surprise us. He might come back and be HBK, HB Shizzle, not of old. Maybe he's not the HBK of old, but he's still great enough for us to get involved into his matches, for him to put on great matches. That would be just phenomenal. I mean, this is the man that came back when doctors told him that his wrestling career was over with his bad back, and he came back and put on the greatest stuff of his career. So I'm not going to discount him, but the guy is so old. And I mean, how much longer can a wrestler be that old and be that far removed from the wrestling ring and still be great? Like, I'm questioning it, and I'm thinking that if I was a betting man, if I was putting any type of money on it, I would bet that we would see a Shawn Michaels that is less than. And at this point, another Shawn Michaels and Taker match, if he's gonna come back, that's one that I do not want to see. No, I don't want to see that match. The last time I saw those guys in the ring, the last time they wrestled, it was a classic. It wasn't a classic like WrestleMania 25, but WrestleMania 26 was really good, and it was well done. And it's just not something that I want to see happen again. If Shawn Michaels is going to come back, if we just have to live with a Shawn Michaels comeback, then let it be against AJ Styles. Let it be against somebody that can carry him. AJ Styles, a Daniel Bryan, somebody like that, a Johnny Gargano, whoever you want to put in there, a Seth Rollins, somebody like that. And I'm pretty sure if Shawn Michaels is coming back for the tag match at Crown Jewel, at Crown Jewel, if he's coming back for a match against The Undertaker, then I'm sure they're going to have him in a match against WrestleMania, against the AJ Styles, against whomever, against a young guy. So, I do not want to see a Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker match. Let that be known. So, moving on, we have a possible dream match here. According to Ringside News, WWE, with the signing of Rey Mysterio, they are considering a possible dream match. They are considering Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is a name that is being considered for Rey Mysterio's first match back at Crown Jewel. They are considering that. It's not set in stone, but it's something that is being considered. So, when you hear this match, look, dream match is a term that is very loosely thrown around, way too much for my taste. But this one fits the bill as a dream match. This match would have had a lot more credibility if they go down this route. This would have had a lot more credibility if they would have treated Shinsuke Nakamura much more better and booked him much more better than they have been. Because Shinsuke Nakamura was at the point to where he really needed to win that world title against AJ Styles. I said that if they don't have Nak win the big one here, he's going to go down, and he's going down ever since. They've tried to do some things with his heel character, but as he's been the United States champion, it's really felt like an empty reign because he hasn't really done anything of note with that United States championship. So it loses its luster, in my opinion, there when we talk about a Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura match. But as for the match overall, I think it's something that could be a great match and something that would be a phenomenal encounter. To my knowledge, it has never gone down. To my knowledge, it would be a first-time encounter. So it's something that I would be very interested in, despite the fact that they haven't been using Nakamura really well lately. I would still be interested in it. Rey Mysterio coming back for the first time. Just a quick side note. The Rey Mysterio theme music, who's that jumping out the sky? They need to bring that one back. Not Booyaka, not that theme song. Not that I have anything against the theme song, for the record, but the other one was the jam. I'm just saying. That's just on a side note. But Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura, the only negative that I can really find about this match is that Shinsuke Nakamura is going to lose again. Like, they're not going to have Rey Mysterio come back in his first match back if they go down this route. They're not going to have him come back in his first match back and lose in his first match. So, while I like the idea, it's just that, man, Shinsuke is going to lose again. Like, the guy needs something to go in his favor. He needs some type of feud some type of meaningful feud to get going. I mean, Jeff Hardy is off doing God knows what. Randy Orton just seemed like they had a write-off storyline for him. But, I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura is not in a defined feud, so we need to get something going for him where he wins a match for a change. But if it's Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura, it's going to be a fantastic match. I just hate that Nakamura would lose in the match. So, moving on, Brie Bella. It was just a mistake. You have to understand. I've been hearing this rhetoric all week long on Twitter. Now look, it was just a mistake. I understand that it was just a mistake. If you look at the greater majority, nobody was saying, the greater majority wasn't saying that Brie Bella went into business for herself. The greater majority was not saying that she kicked Liv Morgan in the face multiple times on purpose. However, what we are not going to do, excuse me, is just ration this off and be like, look, get over it. It was just a mistake. No. Somebody slipping off the top rope and, a spot going wrong is just a mistake that we can just look over. This is not something that I'm going to choose to look over. And I'm not an overly negative person. And I'm not one of those people that's just all over the Bellas like, look, they don't belong on Evolution. They don't belong on TV. Or Brie Bella should lose her job. No. I'm not going to go that far. That's just plain ridiculous. However, what I'm not going to sit here and do is ration it off and be like, it's just a mistake. No. Look, when Sami Callihan nailed Eddie Edwards over the head with that baseball bat, people wasn't saying it was just a mistake, get over it. No. That was unacceptable. And what Brie Bella did was unacceptable. I'm sorry, when you have a stationary target, and I understand people coming out and saying, well, people get dropped on their heads and this and that, but no. When we talk about the situation, the actual spot, Liv Morgan was stationary on her knees. It is unacceptable to clock someone in the head when you clearly you have all of that target, all of that space to clock someone in the chest or in the stomach area. I cannot just ration it off and say that this is just something that just happens in wrestling. No, I can't. And then you look at the other spot where Sarah Logan slingshots Brie into Ruby Riott in what looked like a spot for Ruby Riott to hit Brie Bella. Brie Bella comes forward with a flying forearm into Ruby Riott's face, and she just takes it right on the nose. And just some things are unacceptable. I understand people are saying that Brie Bella, you can chalk it up to rest. No, you can't chalk it up to rest. What you can chalk up to rest is when Brie Bella had the suicide dive that fell just short. She kind of got caught up in the ropes. I wasn't tripping on that. You can chalk that up to rest. You cannot chalk someone kicking someone in the face when you have a stationary target on the ground. You can't chalk that up to rest, and I will not chalk it up to rest. Also, what I won't do, I won't get on Brie Bella that much because obviously Brie Bella is in the limelight because it's the Bellas. And people, what I will admit to is that people just hate on the Bellas for, no good reason. And people like to tout the Total Divas and the Total Bellas. It's like people will sit here and say, look, they need to stay on Total Divas. They need to stay on Total Bellas. And I'm not one to say that, they need to stay on Total Divas, Total Bellas. Like, they have their spot in WWE. They have the right to be in WWE. I won't hold it against them that they've had success outside of WWE, whether it be TV shows or whatever else. However, what I will not do is just ration this off. I didn't ration it off for Ronda Rousey. Look, when Ronda Rousey was flinging Alicia Fox around and ragdolling her around, I was one of few that was just all over Ronda Rousey. I'm like, look, that is just plain unacceptable. You have to stop that. before you knock someone out, which is what Brie Bella did. She knocked someone silly. I mean, Liv Morgan went night-night. I'm sorry. So when I see that, it's not something that I'm just going to give a pass to. It's something that I will say, look, Brie Bella has to be more careful. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that she should be banished from the ring forever. She shouldn't be on Evolution. But what I'm not going to do is give her a pass for it. Going forward, I hope to see more of Brie Bella in the ring. And I hope to see them at Evolution. She just has to be more careful going forward. So, moving on, we have Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. Look, Samoa Joe was phenomenal in the most recent episode of SmackDown. Just going to AJ Styles' house, it has just been great. The whole storyline has been great as well. But are we putting personal feelings and stalking families above the WWE title? That is the question that I have. Look, I've enjoyed the feud, I've enjoyed the storyline, but we started off with personal animosity, and it started when Samoa Joe attacked AJ Styles right at the announcement that he would be challenging AJ Styles for the title at SummerSlam. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with many things in the storyline. However, once we get to Wendy, once we get to the family, that's cool, that's fine and all, and I enjoy it. However, look, we have to reach a point to where Wendy is not above the WWE title. And that's where it feels like right now, you know, we're at a point to right now, it feels like the mind games have overshadowed the WWE title, and we should never get to a point to where the WWE title is less than. Now, both of these guys have been fantastic in their roles. Anything they're asked to do, they knock it out the park. With the example here, AJ Styles in that empty arena promo, knocked it out of the park. Greatly done. But what I will caution, when we have 1 week until Super Showdown, what I will caution for the go-home show of Super Showdown is that we make it about the title. Look, we can't go into Super Showdown and it be about the family or personal animosity. It has to be about, I'm coming for your title and I will be the rightful champion. Now, the title hasn't been shoved to nothing. Let me get that clear. But it feels like the family, Stark and Wendy has been put above the title. It feels like the title is down here, like right here, and the personal animosity is up here. So what I want to see going forward is that, look, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe have a phenomenal history going back to the TNA days. I want to see him make it about the title, and at this point, Samoa Joe, we're at a point with Samoa Joe to where this is really it. I said it was it when it came to Hell in the Cell, but I didn't know that they were going to go double back and go with a rematch with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe at Super Showdown. This is it, because we're going to Daniel Bryan and The Miz versus whomever wins this match afterwards. Samoa Joe needs to win here, or it's over for him. We've played the mind games with Samoa Joe. He's been on the ledge, like I've been saying before. He's been on the ledge with Brock Lesnar. They didn't jump. Been on the ledge with Roman Reigns. They didn't jump. He's on the ledge with AJ Styles now. You have to jump now, because we reach these points in time to where guys lose momentum. Nakamura, I just talked about him, lost momentum when they didn't put the belt on him. Braun Strowman is steadily losing momentum. He is not the guy that he once was. And even going to the women, Asuka lost momentum when they did not go with her at WrestleMania, and did not go with her against Carmella in the feud thereafter. lost momentum. There are just certain points in time. It doesn't happen for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to win the title. There are most people that can lose in certain situations and still gain momentum, but there are certain points in time. And this is one of them where Samoa Joe has to win, or else that momentum that he's built up, that wonderful momentum that he's built up, is going to go down to nothing. So, two things. I hope that they put the title above the personal mind games going forward into the go-home show of Super Showdown next week on SmackDown. And I hope that Samoa Joe wins the title at Super Showdown. So that is it. That is 4 topics for the Top Superweight podcast. That's episode 35. Let me know what you think about all topics. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Brie Bella, Rey versus Nakamura, AJ Styles versus Mojo. Let me know on either YouTube, Periscope, or on Twitter. You can find me at 2SweetPod or at OMG Corey B. So let me know. I'll respond. And on that, I'm out.